What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Cardinal, and we back for some more of that Ali Land boxing talk, people. And today we talking Manny Pacquiao news. MayPac face-off Clippers game. I just wanted to touch on this, man. You know, everybody's talking about it at the moment. I just feel like that I feel like people get it misunderstood sometimes about how sports actually work and how sports are sold. You know, everything's based off of perception, okay? And, you know, if people perceive the fight, if people perceive the fight happening and people want the fight to happen and people are intrigued by the fight happening, then the fight's going to happen. You know, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather don't actually make these decisions. There are people behind the scenes who actually make these decisions. The people with the money who actually pay Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, they're the ones making the decisions. You know, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather can't say, well, we want to fight on such and such date for such and such amount of money. It don't work like that. There has to actually be an interest surrounding the fight. The investors within the fight have to be able to recoup their investment within the fight, and that is the main aspect of setting up a fight. If the investment's not recoupable, the fight's not going to happen. If the investment is recoupable, the fight will happen, whether Mayweather or Pacquiao want it to happen or not. You know, really doesn't matter. It's all based off if it has to happen. You know, if the fans are calling for it, then it's going to happen. If the money is there for it to happen, it's going to happen. You know, I think the problem and the reason it hasn't happened up until this point, the real reason is not Mayweather. It's Mayweather. It's complicated, okay? It's ducking, and it's not ducking. Let me explain. It's ducking because, you know, Mayweather has the influence to say, I want this rematch, and, you know, there are people that will back him with their money, okay? But there's a problem now because of how much money was invested in the original MayPac fight. And a lot of these people didn't recoup their money, you know, because of the fact, I think there was a lawsuit that came out of that, you know, and that's a reason that the rematch hasn't happened yet, is because of that. They had to wait for that lawsuit about the pay-per-view money, and people wanted their money back for that to subside and get settled. And, you know, people, when they invest money, they want to make their money back, or they want to get a higher percentage than what they invested. And I think that's what people are waiting for. They're waiting for, you know, right now the interest is here, the investment is here. And once the interest meets the investment cost, then the fight will happen, you know. And I think it's almost at that boiling point. Now, here's the reason I feel like they keep having these two guys meet at these basketball games and at these public events. It's because it creates a mystique and it creates fanfare and interest into the fight. Especially when you do it at a public event. You know, these people who are backing them are probably billionaires who own these basketball teams at the end of the day already. And these people have the money to make these meetings happen. You know, they have the venue and the crowd to place these two guys in front of thousands of people, and then millions of people viewing on television. So don't look at this like this is some chance meeting. No, this is a commercial for investors, basically. To me, this is a way for investors to stick a live commercial on live TV in front of millions of people and in front of thousands of fans in person, and to see how much, if the interest is meeting the investment. And how they're going to figure that is how many people are actually searching for this term, how many people are viewing the sportscast surrounding this term, and then they're gonna look at those numbers, and they're gonna take a percentage of that, and that percentage, whatever percentage they come up with, that of people that they feel will actually buy the fight, if that supersedes the investment, then the fight will happen. Now I know I'm getting real technical, and people gonna go, man, you getting too deep, but that's how this stuff really works, man. You know, this is not sporting events don't happen by accident. You know, fights don't happen by accident. You know, people don't make 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, $200 million by accident. These things are set up, and they're heavily regulated events, you know, and in situations like that, sometimes you can get outcomes that are not favorable to the fans because people have invested so much money, and it's got to go a certain way for these people to make their money back. And I hate that about sports, but I understand that about sports. And I understand that, you know, when it's this type of money involved, it's nothing that a fan can do to influence what's going to happen. There's nothing that a fan can do to change the outcome. There's nothing that a fan can do to make the stuff go any faster. It's all about interest and investment. And once those things, like I said, once the interest supersedes the investment, it'll happen, you know. And I feel like that's where it's getting, because when these people start investing money to put on these live commercials for fans and to measure interest, you know that these people are ready to put their money up. You know what I'm saying? These people are obviously ready to put their money up for this event to happen. Now, all this is based off what happens during this Pac Brona fight. So, you know, as long as, you know, that goes as planned, I feel like this MayPac fight 2 is going to happen. I just want to touch on Boxing News and Views article. Boxer Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao just happened to bump into one another at the LA Clippers game last night. Long after crossing paths a couple of months back in Tokyo, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out that they are up to something, most likely the planning of a rematch for later this year. Mayweather recently had an exhibition sparring match in Tokyo on New Year's Eve, just going and said afterwards that he is still retired from professional boxing. Now, I would read the whole thing, but I'm having a problem with people flagging my videos. And I know why. You know, YouTube is becoming business orientated, man, and people want their money for their investment, like I just spoke about. And what I'm doing is because I'm so small, but I'm attracting such a big audience, I'm really putting a dent in some of these guys' pockets, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. You know, I don't have a multi-channel network. I'm not a big YouTuber, but I know you guys have noticed that everybody's views are kind of the same at the moment. And for some reason, and I know why, my views are slightly higher than guys who have been doing this for 5 to 8 years, you know, for a very long time. And it's really putting a dent in some people's pockets. And I've said a few controversial things about other channels. And these guys are starting to use their power as bigger YouTubers to try to flag my videos. And what happens when you flag a video is it stops showing it to people for a few days until they check all the content, and then they'll release it back to the public. But because of these are news articles and they're viral stories, it kills the video, and it halts the growth of the video, so nobody else is gonna ever watch it or see it again. And you know, it's really sad, man, that stuff like this has to happen. But like I said, man, all this stuff is based off money. Everything is based off money, you know. This whole YouTube game, it's all based off money and views. This whole boxing game is all based off money and perception and interest and investment. And, you know, this is big business. And I just want to say, you know, I've had a lot of people commenting, man, and they're sending great comments, man. You guys are growing this bigger and faster than I ever expected for it to grow. It's almost startling and a little scary because the fact that I am playing with people's money, man, and that people are willing to do shady things behind the scenes. If you guys really want this community to grow, man, you want me to push this thing forward, like for real, I'm going to need you guys. And I know it's hard, and if you're not interested in every fighter, but I need you guys to at least look. You don't have to like them or comment, but you have to at least click on every video, man. Because what's going to happen is, there's something called audience retention and retaining an audience member. And if you're only clicking on the Manny Pacquiao videos, and I put out another video, and nobody watches it, it brings the channel way down. And then I have to put out 6 Manny Pacquiao videos to shoot the channel back up to get my ranking status back. So, unfortunately, this is big business, and like I said, all this stuff encompasses money, man. It's all based off money, and the only way this is gonna grow is if these people at YouTube and their algorithm see every video getting some type of potential growth. And if that can't happen, man, you know, like I said, everything's based off interest and investment. And, you know, my investment is becoming higher than the interest. And I don't know how long I can sustain this, to be honest with you. So, with that being said, man, you know, I know it's a mouthful, and most people probably not even watching the end of this, but, you know, that's just being real with everybody, man. And as far as the MayPac rematch and what happened with last night with Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, man, just look at it like this. The fight's going to happen. The investors are testing the water, you know, and they're making sure, like I said, the interest meets the investment, man. If you need any boxing gear, hit that description box. That like button is that, man. If you know any homeless people, man, or anybody that hit on hard times, man, and you have anything to offer them, man, give these people 1 minute of your life. You know, your words might really, they might really, man, turn somebody's life around, man. I'm going to do some comments on my next video that people share, man. I want to put these back out there to the world. Make sure everybody hears them. If you don't know nothing else, man, and you don't got nothing else to talk about, man, when you meet people, new people, just tell them about boxing. Ali Land Boxing Talk. Cardinal Red. We at it.